So, Joe Matthews, Irish Republican Socialist Party, and you spoke tonight at the IRSP Unity meeting up here in Crumlin. Joe, IRSP have a very progressive position when it comes to referendums and border polls. Probably the only anti, and you rightly introduced yourself as an anti-Good Friday Republican tonight. Some people will see that as an anomaly. Some people will ask, how can you consider yourself an anti-agreement Republican but be openly advocating for a referendum on Irish sovereignty or a border poll? Do you want to elaborate that from the IRSP's position?
Yeah, so I think what it boils down to is what the IRSP have always believed in, and what we always campaigned for, was that we will never close doors on ourselves. We will always use whatever we need to achieve our objective. It comes down to what was called originally the guerrilla politics. The border poll for us is it's another mechanism to achieve what is our objective. You know, our aim has never changed. Yeah, you're quite right when you're saying that. You know, it's very contradictory to me to be an anti-Good Friday Republican, but also support the border poll, which, we won't lie, is part of the Good Friday Agreement. I mean, there's many arguments you can put against that. You know, the border poll was around long before the Good Friday Agreement, but let's talk about the one we're currently on about, which is, you know, it's stated in the Good Friday Agreement. It's what the mechanism is stated in and agreed upon. You know, we see it as an opportunity, kind of, as I said tonight, you know, it suits us in every respect, is that it gives us the opportunity to really tell the British government, you know, well, put your money where your mouth is. If the British government refuse to allow a border poll, if their mechanism is set, and then, you know, it gives us the opportunity to say, well, we told you so. In stating that, it's very important to also say that regardless of what happens in regards to a border poll, if it's the British government allow one or not, or whatever bar level they set, that we will always advocate for a peaceful alternative or solution, to the Irish constitutional predicament or issue. So yeah, what you're saying is right, but you know, our politics since 1974 have made us, you know, it's not contradictory to the IRSP to support that position, and we also have we have a whole booklet answering the questions of why we support it.
Going back to obviously the founding member of the IRSP, Seamus Costello, one of the main foundations of his politics, as we know, was the broad front, and as I mentioned earlier to Councillor Goodman of Sinn Féin, like, these Yes for Unity events have succeeded. They've been the only event that has succeeded in bringing every spectrum of republicanism together. That's pro-Good Friday, anti-Good Friday. It's brought Sinn Féin and the IRSP into the same room for the first time since the H-Block campaigns. Do you think what we're seeing through Yes for Unity could be described as the emergence of Costello's broad front?
Yeah, and I wouldn't just stop at Yes for Unity either. I mean, we've seen the March for Unity last year, which Yes for Unity were part of, and the IRSP, where we went even further than sitting in a room, where we actually took to the streets together. You know, that was a massive thing for us to do at the time. So yeah, it's definitely the emergence of sort of what we would call the anti-imperialist broad front. You know, that unite around the issue of anti-imperialism. That is what Irish unity is. So yeah, you know, that would still be in line with Costello's broad front. If
this doesn't work out, I suppose the $1 million question for the IRSP, if this doesn't work out, where does that leave the IRSP, or is the party of Costello tied to the politics of the Good Friday Agreement? Is it game over, or can the IRSP with dignity and with this sense of principle intact, can they just simply step out of it, because they understand that's what the IRSP has said in the literature around the subject?
No, well, of course, no, we're never stuck to any sort of to any mechanism, or you know, that's the same reason of why that the IRSP are also an anti. We're not an abstentionist party. You know, we would happily at some point. We might, you never know, stand for elections in any parliament if it suits our objective at the time. This border poll campaign, which is part of the Good Friday Agreement, it just suits our objective at this time. If it fails, if we lose the vote, at the end of the day, as Republican Socialists, we don't owe the state nothing. We, you know, and one of the major things of why we support this campaign anyway is because if it does fail, the momentum won't stop. You know, we're seeing it in Scotland now with regards to their referendum. It was defeated very narrowly. If there was one here defeated, it would probably be the same. It would probably be narrowly defeated too, but the momentum there is now unstoppable, and so it's a win-win. We can't afford to not be part of it. And you know, once again, we would ask all the Republicans to really start to consider and have a look at this and say, you know, do you want to be part of this? Do you want to have your voice heard? In rooms like this, in marches, and in various other aspects, because this is coming whether we like it or not.
So there you have it, folks. That was the very first Irish Unity podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, listening as much as I did presenting. I hope you got a taste of what you can expect over coming programmes. Unfortunately, this is occurring in the middle of the increasingly worrying COVID-19 outbreak. I'd like to wish everybody all the best in the testing days that come ahead. Please stay safe, folks. Look after the vulnerable where you can, and follow all sound health and safety advice. Gurmila Maigov Slan agus Chief Mayor Bal Shivery Slan Slan.